it's me, Tiffany. Welcome to my channel where I share all things pregnancy and postpartum related. I'm a certified birth and postpartum doula, so that means that I support women and their families on their journey from conception to postpartum. If you haven't had a chance yet, please check out my website at www.nurturedbytiff.com, where you can check out my doula services that I offer. You can check out my childbirth education courses, and you can also check out my merch. So today's video I am going to share with you is a story that I've been following for the past year. The girl's name is Tristyn Bailey. She was 13 when her body was found, and she had been stabbed 114 times by someone she knew, a little boy named Aiden Fucci, and he is 14. He recently just got convicted of her demise, and he was sentenced to life in prison. So I'm going to share a video clip with you to give you a little bit of background about the story, and then I'm going to share my thoughts on it. Thanks.
Mr. Fucci, having entered a plea of guilty to the crime of first-degree murder, I adjudicate you guilty of the premeditated first-degree murder of Tristyn Bailey. I sentence you to life in prison. Because of your age, you are eligible for a review of the sentence in 25 years.
It's one of those cases that will never go away. You know, May 9th of 2021 will be forever etched in my mind.
Sheriff Rob Hardwick says it is the kind of case a sheriff prays he never sees. The pain of it still felt in Tristyn's community and in the law enforcement that worked it. But Sheriff Hardwick says all of that pales in comparison to the pain felt in the Bailey family.
My heart is broken, and it is devastated.
With whom he has grown close to in the last year, often speaking with Tristyn's father, Forrest Bailey.
For whatever reason, we've been put in this position together, him and I, and with that being said, we are forever bonded with each other and for probably the rest of our lives.
Outside of the gruesome details of the case, the role social media played also came into the spotlight, with Aiden Fucci posting this ominous selfie on Snapchat from the back of a deputy's car referencing Tristyn.
The selfie. What was your reaction when you first saw it?
It's disturbing to me, but also, too, it's actually helpful in the case, too, as well.
In a cop car. Yep.
But again, this is one of those cases where you have to use every piece of the puzzle to solve the crime. And in this particular case, again, we're using social media as part of that.
Do you foresee any other charges or any other people being charged in this crime, conspirators or anything else?
I believe now, based on the evidence they have, that there's nobody else responsible for the actual murder of Tristyn. I think we can put an exclamation point behind that. But with that being said, of course, as we go down this road of prepping for prosecution and, again, talking to witnesses, you know, things are said sometimes that they didn't say the first time. But as of right now, nothing has come out of the ordinary, nobody else charged that I know of, unless the state attorney's office has something going on.
As the community sits back and reflects on this case, Sheriff Hardwick says he hopes people will focus on the good life Tristyn lived and the person that she was, not just how she died.
You go to that house, you can feel the love in there. You can feel her in that house. She's been memorialized, whether it be family photos, and you can feel the love amongst the brothers and sisters and the family in that house. So again, for me, you know, it's trying to, I wish I could close that door and say, hey, the happy day was over with, you know, the day before Tristyn was murdered, but easier said than done as a sheriff, because I know the family is going to suffer forever.
And as the case moves towards a trial, he hopes the investigative work the department has done can give the Bailey family some piece of justice. But he knows that justice is different from closure.
You want it to come to closure, but what is the definition of closure in this? I don't know. Is it prison? I don't know. I know that, you know, for us is that we dot our I's, we cross our T's, and we pay a lot of attention to the family of the victim. And also, too, we present the best case to make this defendant be prosecuted.
In St. Johns County, Katie Jeffries, First Coast News, on your side.
That's so hard. I know we've all thought about, what if I were the mother? What if I were the sister? Thought about this a lot. Well, the trial for the teenager accused of killing Bailey is set to begin this November. Aiden Fucci is charged with first-degree murder. He's being tried as an adult. He has pleaded not guilty.
So that was the story. When I first heard about the story a little over a year ago, I can say that it was very devastating to hear. It kind of shook me up a little bit because I was wondering or thinking to myself, what kind of anger or rage, or where do you have to be in your mind where you can stab someone 114 times, right? There were some stories about how he had planned this, like he wanted to take someone out and he had knew how he was going to do it, you know. And to be 14, to think about taking someone's life, that was hard for me to wrap my mind around. Like, what headspace do you have to be in to even come up with, you know, something like that? This innocent girl, you know, went through this tragic ending, you know what I'm saying? And then the fact that, you know, his mom was helping, you know, kind of hide things for him. It just kind of makes me wonder, like, you know, what about his background? I know that there was some point where they were trying to, you know, see if he was mentally competent to even stand trial and things like that. But I think that a lot of times we use mental health issues as a cop-out. I'm not saying that there aren't people who do not have mental health issues. However, I think that it's used way too much to kind of justify or try to justify what people do in their behavior. Everybody does not have a mental illness. Everybody is not crazy. Everybody everybody does not have a mental illness, you know, to the point where murder is justified. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I totally 100% disagree with that. But I feel horrible for this girl's mother. You know, this happened, it doesn't matter what day it happened on, but I'm saying, like, when everything came out, it was, you know, Mother's Day. She had sisters, she had family, you know, a mother, a father who, you know, have to deal with this loss of their daughter. You know, it was heartbreaking. And I am glad, just like I'm sure the family's glad, that, you know, that there has been some kind of justice behind this. Seems like things kind of got wrapped up fairly quickly. It seemed like it didn't really take, you know, too long for them to find out who did it. Oh, and one more thing that kind of tripped me out was when he was in the back of the cop car. You know, he was like talking and asking people, like doing like Snapchat, and, you know, asking people had they seen her and all this, that, and the third. Now, if you're mentally you're mentally unstable, all right, but not to the point where, you know, you don't know what you're doing. You know, it was, you know, found out that he had planned this, you know, talking to some people, they had said that he, you know, planned this. He knew what he was going to do, how he was going to do it. And I just, the 114 times, just the fact that he took her life, you know, period, is horrible. But for you to sit there and repeatedly continue to just stab someone 114 times, like, what? I can't even. So yeah, just that was just a really sad story, but I just want to get on here and share my thoughts with you really quickly on that. So what are your thoughts about you know, Aiden Fucci and his conviction and everything? Share your thoughts, your comments. Please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.